Regal Pale, one of America's two great beers. Regal Pale presents another great television show with Regal's happy Royal Hawaiian family, plus tonight's special guest, lovely Pahana, and starring the musical ambassador of Polynesia, Harry Owens, and his Royal Hawaiians.
Great night to go back to the old songs, the old melodies, the old chants of old Hawaii. So from the Hawaiian Islands, land of summertime eternal, the trade winds send out a hearty invitation clear across the blue Pacific to you. Hele mai!
Hui me mako ma nei ma ke ia ipu holele ki o CBS a makaloko mai ke o Regal Pale noi. A hui ka ko a Paulo.
Hele mai! Come to Hawaii! He has written a haunting melody entitled On Kona Kai. It's a tune that's made sort of for dreaming. So sit back, won't you, and relax, and let tropic trade winds take possession of your spirit.
Polynesian side, starlight in your eyes, this is paradise on Kona Kai. Neath the tropic moon, by a blue lagoon, hear a native tune on Kona Kai. The palm trees sway and softly say to you, aloha. softly sway and softly say to you, aloha wau, ia-oe, I love you, island of romance, waiting here for you, like a dream come true, on Kona Kai. Upon the shores on Kona Kai.
Lovely Moana. And now it's time to hear from my favorite adopted nephew, Jack Nard.
The news is spreading from the Potomac to the Pacific. You see, the roving Regal bird breezed into the nation's capital in a surprise move to prove that Regal Pale is one of America's 2 great beers. And the Regal results were positively Regal-markable. Hundreds of beer-wise Washingtonians tasted Regal Pale for the first time in masked tests. And they compared Regal with their own favorite Eastern beers. And 3 out of 5 say they like Regal Pale just as well, or even better, than their own favorite Eastern beers. Now, just imagine folks in Washington agreeing on anything. But it's the truth. Demo-Regalcrats and Regal-publicans have joined forces in supporting beer flavor that is light, mellowed, and mild to the taste. Now, of course, you know that in Washington, 6 copies is required of everything. So, that makes a Regal 6-pack just right. 6 cool and quenchy cans of the same smooth beer that hasn't changed in 3 generations of brewmasters. It is always light, so that it never fills you up. And it is mellowed through perfect aging. And it is mild. Mild to the taste, never bitter, and never harsh. So, join the National Regal Party and be a party regular with light, mellowed, and mild Regal Pale. One of America's 2 great beers.
Hawaii, yeah.
we're happy to have with us the lovely Pahana, whose voice is like a breeze from Polynesia. So aloha nui, welcome, Pahana. Every land has its festival song, its toasting song, its drinking song. Hawaii has many of these in every category, the most familiar of which is Okole Maluna, and that means bottoms up. Hula, Lealoha, and Moana.
Bottoms up to the land where the lazy days roll along. Rise and cheer, lend an ear to an old Hawaiian drinking song. Okole Maluna, Okole Maluna, let's raise the cup and bottoms up to the paradise we love. Okole Maluna, Okole Maluna, with spirits high, let's drink the cup dry to the stars above. Okole Maluna, we'll drink to the hula maidens dancing along the shore, and to you, sweetheart, aloha, I love you forevermore. Okole Maluna, Okole Maluna, may our ships at sea never be bottoms up. Okole Maluna.
Making its first appearance on our friendly get-together, here is a friendly routine which was dreamed up by the Wolf of Waikiki, Prince Kawohi, and my adopted daughter, Hilo Hattie.
I got hooked at a hukilau on the beach the other day.
The Hukilau mate was quite sedate in the Polynesian way. A good cow and a collie how, and the jug went round and round. The net was full and I gave a pull, and this is what I found. I saw ke-ahi and the mahi-mahi and a big fat tutu-a. Then I spied by the ocean side a cute wahine in the flower lane. She looked at me and I looked at her.
Yeah.
Now I realized that I got hooked at a Hukilau. And Hukilau was made for you.
I got hooked at a Hukilau on the beach the other day. My Hukilau mate was quite sedate in a Polynesian way. Good cow and a collie how, the jug went round and round. The net was full and I gave a pull, and this is what I found. A couple of squids and the neighbor's kids, a boy dog and a cat. And then I spied on the ocean side a handsome con in a coconut hat. He looked at me and I looked at him, and now I'm not the same. For I got hooked at a Hukilau, and the Hukilau was to blame.
I looked at her,
and I looked at him,
we'll never
that
be
was
the
the
same.
same.
For we got hooked at a Hukilau, and the Hukilau was to blame. Hooky, 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 love. Hooky, 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 love. Hooky, 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 love.
Hawaii's favorite flower, Napua, assists her favorite daughter-in-law, Pahana, in an ancient ceremonial ritual chant very dear to the Hawaiian heart.
Ai lili ue no hona ni mai. Lili ue no hona ni mai. Ko mino e ki I mili mili. Ko po o hiwi ani pe ahi. Ko wawae pahua I nala la. Kalakawa. Kalakawa he inoa. Kabua mai ole kala. Kabua mai ole kala. He ula no peola. La haita laila. Kabua ili malai.
Kapua ili malai.
Akalai. Akalai. A ono ila. Kahuva ila nala. Aka ava puhilai.
Akava puhilai.
Au hea valia na owela. Kapua hau o maleka. Ke au nei ka maha ola. Vai ha alulu ka moana. Nene a aina mo kula. Lohi aku nei Lucia. Lohi aku nei Lucia. Ahina ni molo ka ilui ahinala. Kawana e oe lau kutuila. Ahina ni molo ka ilui ahinala. Kawana e oe lau kukuila. Huki aku mai nei, huki aku la.
Huki aku huki mai, huki aku.
Kalana mai nei, hau hau e. Hanei chi talala hau hau e. Honi ana tau tino hau hau e. E su mai malia hau hau e. La. Aina ia mai ka puana. He alai ka pua pua ka ilimala, pua ka ilimala. He aloha no.
Eo!
Mahalo, thank you, thank you. Right now, my favorite adopted nephew, Jack Nars, has some mighty interesting items to relate concerning my favorite beer, Regal Pale.
Well, sir, there is no doubt about it. Washington, D.C. agrees Regal Pale is one of America's two great beers. In hundreds of tests, 3 out of 5 Washingtonians say they like Regal Pale as well or even better than their own favorite Eastern beers. Yes, sir, here in the city of fancy functions, dandy diplomatic dues, and swank society shindigs, Regal Pale is the new pleasure of every party. And in cheery beery cherry trees, Washington bird watchers are so busy watching the Regal bird, that all the other birds have gone south again for the summer. And famous Washington columnist Brew McPherson has this to say.
Relax. Regal Fresh yourself. Are you drinking Regal Pale?
And the answer is yes. In every pub in the nation's hub, Dema-Regalcrats and Regal publicans are filibustering for the flavor that is light, mellowed, and mild. And that is Regal. Light, so that it never fills you up. Mellowed through perfect aging. And mild, mild to the taste. Never bitter and never harsh. And Regal is low in calories, too. As a matter of fact, Dixie Regalcrats are reminding the Deep South that a 12-ounce bottle of Regal has no more calories than a Florida grapefruit. So why don't you try Regal Pale, too? Join the National Regal Party and be a party regular with a beer flavor that is light, mellowed, and mild to the taste.
One moment, please.
Regal Pale has been known for years as one of America's two great beers.
Here's an example of how East meets West at the crossroads of the world here in our happy Hawaii. Here's an example of the old blending with the new. Another of the ancient chants that goes clear back to Kamehameha's day, and a bit of modern swing, Polynesian style.
Kamamaluhe noa, kapua o maleka.
Aloha na malahimila, o ka aina ua kaulana, e hula na mahoula,
Au hea valia na oela, kapua hau o maleka.
Au hea valea na oela, kapua hau o maleka.
He au nei kamana ola, ori ia nei ki kala.
He au nei kamaha ola,
Ori ia nei ki kala.
Oana.
Nena, ke la vai kamana ola, vai ha alu e kamoana.
Ke la wai kamaha ola, vai ha alu ka moana.
Nā mea mai hoki kaula, roi aku nei Lucia.
He mea aina motura, oi aku nei Lucia.
A ole nā neu manu e, anu a anu.
Aole hopu kanala, e ka nui aku a kia. Oana.
Aina mai kapua nala, kapua hau o maleka. Aina hau,
Aina mai kapuana, kapua hau o maleka.
aina hau,
Aina mai kapuana,
mamalu,
kama malu hei noa.
aina pau,
Aina mai kapuana,
kapua hau,
kapua hau o maleka.
eo. Ei no Uahaua Malika. Be true to me, fair one. Be true, my lovely one. Be my life, my love, my own, and I will be yours
Your Honor, and may you live forever. Your Honor, no pea never. My thanks to you, Hawaii and Tahiti, and promise you will call me back, Iki.
Well, Hattie-san, it's been another very, very pleasant evening for me. Have you had any fun?
Oh, yes, Papa-san. I always enjoy the old songs of old Hawaii, especially the many spirited ones we sang tonight. What about next week?
Well, next week, Hattie, in addition to all of our happy Royal Hawaiian family, I've asked your good little friend Heilani Alama to be our special guest.
Ah, Maika Inui Loa. Fine, Papa-san.
Good, Hattie. And so then, until next week, same time, same station. Aloha, Yorana. Good night.
Your Honor, and may you live forever.
Regal Pale, one of America's two great beers, has presented another great television show. You've been relaxing with the musical ambassador of Polynesia, Harry Owens, and his Royal Hawaiians. Directed by Dan Ginko. Produced by Harry Owens. This is Jack Nars speaking for Regal Pale, product of the Regal Pale Brewing Company, San Francisco. The Harry Owens Show has been selected for viewing by America's Armed Forces overseas.